right, it's very late, Wednesday night, December 30th. I'm Dennis Hudson, your host at orangequant.com with your S&P 500 forecast. I have puzzled long and hard over this forecast. You know, once on one occasion, someone said to me in a note that I had taken a lot of time to say virtually nothing. But my philosophy about that is if you're not sure, you don't say. You just point out all the options. Well, tonight I can say a couple of definite things, but I'm kind of in the same situation. This is a puzzling situation, but I think you'll get some good out of it. Now you can see here that Monday's action was indeed the high, and that provided us with an inflection point which enabled us in turn to construct these brand new synthetic trend lines that you see, the pink and green here. And you can see that we still have this cross of the trend lines on the H205 indicator. Let me back up a little bit so you can see. And this is a very old trend line on the H205 that reaches, I can't even remember how far back. It's probably a couple months. And this intersect here should be very significant on the 5th of January, which would be Tuesday. And we are... Anyway, that's one thing that we're looking forward to. But right now, as usual, when things first start out, we're in a bit of a quandary about which of these four trend lines, really, the S&P 500 might follow. In any case, Thursday, that would be tomorrow, the 31st of December, what I'm expecting here is a dip, and let me draw that for you. Dip probably here, this would be Thursday we're looking at, and I would expect something like this, right about probably no lower than about 1120 on the S&P. But right now the problem is that doesn't mean that it's going to follow the downward pointing green trend line. It could in fact just be setting up an oscillation around this downward pointing pink trend line. With synthetics, you sometimes have to wait for a couple days to see which trend line it has chosen to follow. And as if that's not complicating matters enough, we have an iota value for Thursday, tomorrow, that's popping up, and that would mean an inflection. But tau and iota values have about an 80% reliability, so this could be a false one. But in any case, tomorrow, Thursday, could signify an inflection, and we get a little bit of a bounce, which could take it back up towards that downward pointing pink trend line. There is an outside chance that the S&P is going to follow this upward pointing green synthetic trend line. I consider that, as I say, an outside chance, mainly because it has yet to break above this downward pointing pink trend line. But pigs can fly. Now, looking way out in the distance, I expect somewhere probably out here on the 12th, that'd be Tuesday the 12th of January, we have a tau value, which is an inflection, and it has some support with these trend lines, or I should say some confirmation there. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens on the 12th and see whether that's a reliable call. The presence of H205 now above the moneymaker suggests that quite often, and it's, I don't know, maybe 60-70% reliability, it suggests actually a bullish flavor to the S&P, or at least not a crash. In any case, it's now heading down towards the moneymaker, so that may not last either. I really hate these messy forecasts like this. We do need another day or two, but meanwhile, just to kind of wrap up the stuff that's got meat in it. Tuesday, we're looking at a cross on these H205 trend lines, and tomorrow, Thursday, we're looking for the S&P to dip to about 1120. It could tank a little lower than that. And in addition, finally, because we're only going to be another minute or so, this cross between this downward green trend line synthetic and this upward pink synthetic, this cross would suggest that there's going to be kind of a whipsaw. And because let me draw the line so you can see exactly what I mean. This comes down very close to the cross on the H205, and that didn't draw well. Let me draw it one more time, just so you can see exactly what I mean. Here we go. It's a little bit off from the cross, and what that suggests to me, if I've drawn it right, which apparently I'm just having, yeah, it's still a little bit off. That suggests a whipsaw. In other words, on the 5th, you'd see an inflection, and then it would whipsaw the other direction on the 6th, and then whipsaw back. So that's meaty, I think, something to watch for. And as we get closer, I'll be able to call that a little more definitively, I hope. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'm Dennis Hudson at orangequant.com. And if you haven't got the FLIR 2 book yet, it's below. If you were having problems with the buy button, we have fixed that. There was a problem because we were pointing both orangequant.com and whattolearn.com at the same page. It's been fixed. I simply put a link in for the buy button that takes you to a page where that won't happen. And don't forget, the 1st of January, the price of the FLIR 2 book goes up to $39.95. Right now it's $18.95. And we'll be talking to you soon, and good trading to you.